Hello and welcome to our FitEssentials, not basics. This is our intermediate level class. Good to have you all here. Anyone that's using the blood flow restriction bands, we've already added air, so you can go ahead and do that now if you haven't already. And otherwise, those that are here and ready to go, we're going to start down on the floor. We're going to start on our backs initially. Do a little bit of warming up for the low back, and then we're going to be doing that glute bridge or the option of the box hamstring curl on round 2. So if you want to have a chair nearby, a bench, anything to elevate the feet. And then our second exercise, after a little bit more stretching, will be lying face down on your stomach. So make sure you have enough space that you can spread out. We'll have the option of either our lying flies or the snow angels. We'll demo all those when we go through it. So when you're ready, go ahead and make your way coming on down or coming on to the back. Just nice and controlled, rolling on back. Pull your shoulder blades underneath your body and then go ahead and hug your legs in. Gently rock your body side to side. Great time to close the eyes. Just connect into your breath for a few cycles. Loosen up that low back. We're going a little bit longer intervals this morning. We're going to be working for 1:15, starting in about 10 seconds. So if you need to loosen up your back anymore, whatever you need to do. And then when you're ready, you're going to place each foot flat, knees bent. And then we're going to start our bridge. You'll draw the belly in towards the floor, gradually start to lift the hips up in the air. Use the first few to warm up the body. Breathing out as you raise the hips up, breathing in as you lower. And as I mentioned, we've got 1:15 to work this bridge. So just tune into your own body. As I mentioned, you can close your eyes. We're practicing here, working to wake up the back of the body as we open up the front side, opening up those hips. Trying to elongate through that lower spine as you raise the hips up and stay out of any kind of pinching sensation. So if you start to feel a bit of a pinch in the front or the lower spine, don't go quite as high. 30 seconds left. Good practice to start to add a little pause at the top, trying to squeeze as much of your glutes as you can, keeping the knees driving nice and wide. 15 seconds left. And 2, 1, and rest. Good. We're going to stay on our back for a moment. 2 knee twist is next. Arm to the sides, legs up and together. Bring the knees to one side as you turn that head. Look over the other shoulder. And when you're ready, both legs come together. Same thing, other side. Let's get 2 touches each direction, and then we're going to roll over onto the stomach. Take your time. I'm going to spin around a little bit faster because I'm going to demo the movement first, and then we'll all get started together. So as you do loosen up that lower back, as I mentioned, you're going to come onto your stomach, hands at the sides with the palms up. So a couple of options here. You can focus on only raising that upper body, chin in, pushing your hands up towards the sky, squeezing those shoulder blades back and down. We'll do that for a bit, and then we can move into those snow angels as you choose. So when you're ready, 2, 1, time starts now. Up to you if you want to lift that lower body off the ground. Once again, we're trying to activate the back side of the body. Stretch as long as you can from the top of the head to the bottoms of the feet. Squeezing the glutes, squeezing your shoulder blades back and together. Holding for as long as it feels comfortable. Pausing and resting yourself back on the floor whenever you need. And then as you choose, if you want to start to open those shoulders a little bit, we'll start to go into those snow angels, where you're going to go from the palms up at your sides, bringing your arms up to overhead, rotating the palms down as you move past your shoulders. And then as they come back down, rotating those palms back up. 30 seconds left. Good. Chin in, trying to lengthen through that body. Another 15 seconds. So I'm going to come a little bit closer. See how everyone's looking here. Fantastic. Good. Maybe one more time on those snow angels, reaching up, bringing those arms to the side. And 2, 1, and rest. Let's go ahead and come on up onto all fours. drop back into a child stretch next. So toes together, knees divide, and get a nice opening for that low back here. You gently sway side to side, lower one arm towards the floor, one shoulder down, then the other. Ah, fantastic. All right, that's set one. We're gonna do it one more time, starting on the back again. And then on round two, your choice. If you want to elevate your feet, get a little bit more activation for the hamstrings. So starting in 5, we'll still have a minute 15. So take your time getting there if you need a little bit more time. And then whenever you do get there, minute 15 starts now. See what your body's asking for today. Do you want to continue to move slow and controlled? You feel a little bit warmer. I want to start to pulse a little bit faster. The whole idea of these sessions is to be able to use some guidance, use some instruction, but then adapt the session for what your body needs. We do a lot of exercises that maybe we're not always that drawn to do by ourselves, but our body says, thank you. Help all those smaller muscle groups and those larger muscle groups stay engaged. Good, we've got 30 seconds left. Breathing in on the down, breathing out on the up. Think about drawing that chin in towards the chest as well. Really lengthen the back of the neck. Woo. 15 seconds. Breathing in, breathing out. Last time, 2, 1, and rest. Good job. Let's return to that double knee to chest. Gentle rock side to side before we roll on over for those flying flies or our superhumans, whichever option you'd like. All righty, we're going to start in 15 seconds. So making your way onto all fours. And then we'll come onto the stomach. And if this gets a little bit uncomfortable, if it doesn't feel right for your body, you can always take a break, come into cat-cow, anything you need. Otherwise, 2, 1, here we go. I like to start with those flying flies. So just imagine you're squeezing, pulling your chin in, pushing those palms up towards the sky. If you want to start to lift the feet off the ground, you can. Breathing in as you lower, breathing out as you lift on up. Squeeze that tush. Really trying to protect that low back. And if you'd like to take it into those snow angels. I know people in the Northeast are like, we're done with the snow. So we want to do it for our shoulders, just to keep those shoulders moving nice and smooth. Still want to give your body that rest anytime it needs. Just rest it down on the mat for a second. We have 30 seconds left. Ensure you really engage the front of the neck. Draw your chin in, looking straight down to the mat. Very good. You can rest again as needed. And final 10 seconds. Imagine we're stretching. Bottoms of the feet driving out. Top of the head pulling long. 2, 1, and let's come back into child stretch. Fantastic. Toes together, knees divide. Let's go a little bit of a side stretch variation this time. You're going to walk the hands to one side. Reach that one arm across the body as you square the hips and drop on back. Couple of nice deep breaths into that side body where you feel that tension. Good, and when you're ready, same thing other side. Walk those hands to the other side of the body. The one arm reaches nice and long, and then you square up, drop back. It lengthens out through those lats a bit more. Breathing there. Good, and then let's make our way to all fours. We'll do a few cat-cows here, and then down dog to come up to standing. So remember on that cat-cow, the exhale goes into that angry cat back. Really lifting up, drawing the belly in, tucking that chin in towards the chest. And then as you breathe in, draw those shoulders back and down, looking forward, soft arch of the spine. 2 to 3 more times. Very good. Breathing out through the mouth, breathing in through the nose. And final time. When you finish your cat-cow, down dog is next. Nice wide handprint. Turn those toes under. Start to invite those hips nice and high. Pulsing forward, pulsing back. And then go ahead and stretch those calves with that heel pedal. Very good. When you finish pedaling out those heels, we'll start that inchworm walk. Walking the hands towards the feet, walking the feet towards the hand, keeping that soft bend in the knees, and then just take your time coming out of this forward fold. Make your way on to standing. Excellent. All right, friends, once you get up to standing, feel free to grab a little drink and do just a couple of stretches here, and then our reverse lunge is going to be our first exercise. As you're getting a little drink, feel free to start with the free hand, rotating the wrist around. Same thing, other side. All right, and now we're going to go into a single leg quad stretch, pulling that heel up, keeping those ribs tucked down and in. Very good. 10 more seconds on this side. Soft bend in that support knee. Very good. And then when you're ready, same thing on that opposite leg. Set it down, draw it on up. I'll switch the camera side tomorrow. It's a little bit hard to see and kind of in the shadows. Very nice. Couple more seconds here. And then set that foot down. No squatting in this first set, but as I mentioned, we have some lunging. So let's go ahead and warm up that double-legged squat first, because essentially that lunge is that single leg squat. So when you're ready, go ahead and sit on back, standing up nice and tall. Make sure everything's firing. 3 to 5, whatever feels best for your body. Good. Fantastic. All right, when you finish those squats, a couple little hip circles. We're going to start unweighted for our lunges. We're going to have a full minute, and we're going to be doing alternating legs. So we'll start here in about 5 seconds, starting with those toes pointing forward, walking those feet in, and then 2, 1, here we go. Nice controlled step back, making sure that front shin is vertical. And as mentioned, we're going to alternate sides. I'm keeping the high knee out of it, but if you do want to slow down your rhythm a little bit more, you can bring that knee up to the top. And I'm going to encourage you just to move a little bit faster than you would with that balance work. Excellent. Arms reach forward, eyes stay up and forward. Feel that front heel kind of dig into the ground, generating that force. Pull yourself tall. Excellent. 20 seconds left. Moving well. We're going to come down to the floor next. We've got our option of either holding a regular plank or working a plank walk up. Maybe one more lunge on each side. And 2, 1, and rest. Great job. If you want to watch me real quick. So for the walk up, you'll be on the forearms and you'll come up to the palm and then back down. And you're going to alternate sides. Really key that you hold that belly neutral. So if you feel like you're arching in your lower spine, just stay on that forearm plank. All right, everybody. 3, 2, 1. When you're ready, we're working this exercise for 45 seconds. You are practicing those walk-ups. Make sure you really emphasize how wide you spread those fingers. So you have a nice, strong palm and base of support to push up through. You're squeezing the glutes, really watching that you hold those hips level as you step it up. Breathing as you move. Head and neck nice and neutral, looking down and forward. Meaning forward at the ground. Wonderful. We're over 30 seconds in. Coming a little bit closer here. Good, Sharon. Nice, Kathy. Looking strong, Jean. And we can't quite see in the video, but I'm sure you're doing great. 5 more seconds, friends, and then we're coming back up to standing. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Nice work. Making your way up to standing. We're going to be working our deadlift position next. So I would encourage you, if you feel ready to hold just a nice light weight. If you're holding one, we're going to go a little bit wider stance, holding it right between the legs, checking with your midline position, making sure you don't have an arch in that lower spine. Draw the belly in with a soft bend in the knees. When you're ready, we're just going to hinge forward, but we're not going to go all the way to the floor just yet. So working the top portion of that deadlift, bringing the hands to right about knee height, staying a lot of those hamstrings, and then squeeze those glutes and stand. Good. Breathing in as you lower, breathing out on the up. It's good practice to move a little bit slower on the down than the up, especially like on your warm-up sets. Helps kind of wake up all the connective tissue of your joints, build some strength and some awareness of that movement pattern. We're halfway through. As you get warmer now, if you do want to move a bit faster, use your judgment. And then head and neck, nice and neutral as well. We've got those shoulder blades squeezed back. Everybody's body position looks great. Nice, Amy. Solid work, Jean. Knees pushing wide. 10 seconds left. Yeah, Sharon, good. Really hinging at those hips. And 3, 2, 1, and rest. Awesome. Switching out the weights. You want to get a lighter weight, we're working our overhead position next. So we got 45 seconds here. I like to alternate arms, kind of save some of the work on those shoulders. If you want to do both arms together, you're welcome to it. 3, 2, 1, here we go. Breathing out on that upward push, breathing in on the down. You can have it look like this, both arms together. Another thing I like about that single arm press is that you're less likely to go into that sway back posture. It's a little bit easier to hold that mid back nice and neutral. Just kind of sink it in, find that rhythm. Flex those thighs, keep that lower body engaged. And then if you start to get tired in that upper body or want to add a little bit more engagement in that lower body, you can add that little quarter squat. We call it a push press, where we dip and drive, pushing those knees out. Good. Look at bring that weight right over the center of the head. 10 seconds. It's our last exercise of the first set. And 2, 1, and rest. Good job. Grab a short drink. About 20 seconds from here. And we'll be back to those lunges. Your choice if you want to hold some weights on round 2. I'm going to hold those same weights I just used for my overhead press right at my sides. Shoulders back, toes forward, and round 2 is beginning when you're ready. Back in those lunges, stepping back, eyes up and forward. Good. Those of you that are with me here with the weight to the side, think about how we work our farmer's march. Just a slight forward rotation of the palms, really emphasizing the shoulders squeezing back. Excellent. Nice, Jean. Still remember what that feels like when we reach those arms forward. So you want to be able to keep that chest upright. Back and down, up and forward, halfway through, friends. Nice. Ensuring that you're just lightly touching that knee down. If you're not quite ready for that full range of motion, meaning if you can't quite bring that knee all the way down confidently, I don't recommend holding weights just yet. Establish that full range first. Good, maybe one more time on each leg, and then we're back to the floor for those plank walk-ups. 2, 1, and rotate. We'll take 10 seconds to rotate. You'll begin on the forearms. Palms down, feet a bit wider, and here we go, working that 45 seconds. Alternate which hand steps up first. Try to come down on the same side and then switch it up. Practicing that wide hand position. It's common, we don't always pay a lot of attention to what's going on at the hand. So see it as your base of support here anytime you're supporting that upper body. 30 seconds in. Total of 45 on this one. If you feel like you lose that position of that lower back, just hang out here in the front plank. 2, 1, and done there. All righty, coming back up. As always, you can stretch more if you need it. We're gonna go back to the deadlift next. We'll take another 15 seconds. I'm gonna extend it out a little bit this time. We'll come all the way to the floor, and I have uneven weights. We have 2 rounds left. So I've got a little bit heavier weight on my right, a little bit lighter weight on my left. And now I'm gonna hold the weights and go on the outsides of the legs. 2, 1, when you're ready. And now we're coming all the way down if your flexibility allows. If coming lower into the movement causes any discomfort, then go back to what we did on that first round. We kind of work the upper portion of the deadlift. Belly draws in. We're hinging at the hips like that door hinge. Nice. You still have just a gentle bend in the knees. Good. And then just draw that chin in, looking down. Over halfway. Wonderful. Nice and deliberate, or maybe a little bit faster. We have 15 seconds left. Those of you wearing the bands, we're gonna let the air out after this round. 3, or 2 more reps, up and down. And there's our time. Excellent job. Set it down. We'll let the lower body legs out and keep the upper body arms in until after this next exercise. Back to our overhead press. Elbows up and forward. When you're ready, alternating arms or both together. Or a little variation thereof. And add the legs or just work the arms. You get to create it. Awesome. Eyes looking ahead. And now we're trying to really open those shoulders fully. So whether it's one arm at a time or both arms together, we have 20 seconds left. Good. And now as I'm starting to get a little bit tired, I can feel my body wanting to lean back. So squeeze the tush. Keep the front of the ribs tucked in. 2, 1. There's that 45. Nice work. 30 seconds rest. You are wearing the bands, you can let the air out. I'm gonna go ahead and just take them off. And then we'll be back to our lunges here in 15 seconds. Go ahead and hold the heaviest weight that you feel comfortable with, that will allow you to still hold strong position. So now I'm gonna change it up. I'm gonna hold a weight up underneath my chin. Toes forward. And here we go. 3rd round starts now. It's our 3rd and final round of this circuit. Excellent. Those of you with the weights to the side, you're doing a great job. Still keeping those palms forward. Try to tune into like where your belly button is. So as I come up, if my belly button sinks back, I'm going to lose that chest position. So try to find that center of gravity. Push it up and forward. Good. Halfway. Nice. Good rhythm, Kathy. Keep that chest tall. Keep pushing those elbows up that are holding it underneath the chin here. 15 seconds. Still having that front chin vertical. Everything looks the same as set 1, except for maybe you're breathing a little bit harder. There's our time. Awesome. Plank walk-ups starting in 10 seconds. So again, if you need a little bit of a break, the walk-ups don't feel right, just hang out down here in the forearm plank. And here we go. If you're good on those walk-ups, alternating arms, all the way down, all the way up. Squeeze the bum. Chin in, eyes forward. Twenty seconds left. Fantastic. Final 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and walk it up. All right, we're back to the deadlift. Final time through. If you were unevenly weighted as I was last round, I'm going to go heavier weight in my left hand, lighter weight in the right. Otherwise, heaviest weight you feel confident with. Toes forward, midline neutral, so make sure those hips aren't rocked forward, and begin. Bowing down, standing tall. Pendulum here. Pushing those hips straight back as you bow forward. Excellent. Those shoulders active. Sometimes when we get tired, we'll start to lose those shoulders forward. Causes our mid-back to round a bit. Gets that weight out in front of our body. 30 seconds in, 30 seconds left. Nice, good breathing. Keep it nice and consistent. All right, 10 seconds to go now. You can speed it up or slow it down. Your call. I'm slowing it down just a hair. 2, 1, and pause. Great job. Overhead press. Maybe you have one weight that you'd like to press overhead. I'm just gonna switch sides underneath my chin. Toes forward, midline strong, and here we go. So we can press one up, switching arms, and press that other side up. You can still add the legs with this if you'd like. Oops, a little bit more coordination of the timing. Make sure you don't hit yourself in the chin if you're switching hands. Good, fully extend those shoulders. You're okay, Moose. Good job. About 15 seconds left. Easier. Switching hands overhead. All right, maybe one more on each arm. And 2, 1, everybody done. Great job. All right, let's grab a drink, walk it out. It's either be your cool down stretch coming up next, or just our little transition time as you're drinking some water. Great time to just circle those hips once again. Good, and take it the other way. Fantastic. All right, from here, let's take it into that behind the back stretch. So you're gonna walk your feet outside those hips, root down into those legs. You draw the stomach back, extend the arms, and then once again, that long spine posture. Point those arms up to overhead. And about 3 nice deep breaths into the back. Draw that chin in, allow that head to be heavy. And when you're ready, making your way back up from there. Excellent job. All right, stagger the feet. Either stay in this upright position, or you can bring that back knee down. We're gonna do that tricep side bend with that hip flexor opening. So the knee that's down is the arm that you're gonna raise up, or the leg that's back if you're standing. Chin in, eyes up. You get that hip shift, and then still looking forward, you're gonna bend towards that front leg. And now try to focus to kind of squeeze the glute of your trail leg, the knee that's down. Try to flex that bum of that back leg. Feel the front of the hip open. Coming out of it just once. Relaxing, sinking in once again. Lift up to that mid body. Bending to the side. And if you like to add a little rotation, lightly bend, peer up past the elbow. Moose, you're okay, buddy. Breathing here. And release. Fantastic. Shake it out. We're going to go same thing on the other side. Switch it up. Long step back. And we can stay upright here or bringing it down to that knee. Get a little bit deeper into that stretch. The arm of the trail leg reaches up, bending the elbow. And we get that hip shift. Flex that glute so you open the front of that hip, and then a nice lengthening through that side body. Very good. Eyes forward. Relax out of it for a moment. Back into it. Lengthen as you draw that elbow back, and then that gentle rotation if you choose. Carrying up past that elbow. Fantastic. Go ahead and unwind, shake it out. Coming back up. All right. So if you're short on time for the day, just looking for that half-hour session. Thanks so much for being here. Those of you that are ready for one more time, we've got 3 rounds coming up. Feel free to grab another drink. We're going to be doing some squats, some burpees, some sit-ups, and some blood flow work. First round is going to be a minute of each. Then we're going to go 45 seconds of each, and then we'll end with 30 seconds of each. Up to you. You can get a little bit heavier throughout if you'd like to weight your squats. I'm going to do the first round for a minute, unweighted with some air squats, kind of working on a bit of speed, and then we'll hold some weights from there. All right, so we're going to start here in 10 seconds. Feet about hip width apart, just a gentle toe out. And 2, 1, here we go. Breathing in on the down, breathing out on the up. And as mentioned earlier, you get to choose the intensity of your session. So we can slow this down. We gotta pause the top and just work on the depth. If you're strong and fluid in your squats, then you can be a little bit more engaged as far as speed, kind of pulling yourself down and driving yourself up without that pause in between reps. Good. We're over halfway. We're going to go directly into the burpee next. So the burpee, sometimes people do it with the chest all the way to the ground. Making sure you're not overarching the spine. I'm going to demo here where we're just going to go down to the top of the push-up and stand it up from there. Switching in 5 seconds. 2, 1, here we go. So just like we practiced on those plank walk-ups, nice wide handprint. You can either hop to your feet or step it up. Try to come all the way into the flat foot. So sometimes people will be like on the ball of the foot. It's gonna be harder on the knees. Sink back into the heels. Add that little straight jump at the top. Reach your arms to overhead. Woo! Fantastic. Halfway, 30 seconds left. You are hopping the feet up and back. Be aware of that mid body. Make sure you really engage that lower core, protect that lower spine. You also want to think about floating, raising those hips high, trying to float up the feet, bringing those feet as close to your hands as you can. One more time. And moving into our sit-ups. So taking it onto your back, head rests back, arms reach up to overhead, and then we're sitting up as tall as you can, up on those sit bones. Breathing in as you lower, breathing out as you sit tall. Protect that neck. Help with the arms a little bit. Those shoulders are attached into your torso. It's not cheating, just using your body efficiently. As we don't use the arms to assist, we put a little extra strain on the neck. Halfway through. Gonna stand it up for some blood flow work next. Not that we're not blood flowing now, but a little bit more like agility work, standing tall. 10 seconds. Final time. And making your way up to standing. Great job. When you get up here, we're gonna start with some midline work, a little bit of balance work in disguise, our alternating knee to elbow, driving that knee high. Bring the leg across the body, see if you can make contact. Breathing out as you come in. Keep the shoulders down out of the ears. Good, you're welcome to keep this going. If you want to speed it up a little bit more bounce in your step, we'll turn it into jump jacks. Good. 20 seconds. And then we're going to take a 30-second break before round 2. Nice work, friends. Feel free to dance here. Bounce around a bit. Final 10 seconds before that rest break. 3, 2, 1. And everybody rest. Nice work. Remember, that's our longest round. The next interval is going to be 45 seconds. We'll start back with the squats. And I'm going to be holding those weights that I was using for my overhead press earlier. I'm going to hold them right at my shoulders. Round 2 is starting here in 10 seconds. Set the feet right about hip width apart, gentle toe out, and here we go. We're working on that depth on these reps, so sinking back, eyes looking up and forward. Good. Try to keep pushing those elbows up and forward. We call that front rack position. So working those shoulders forward, eyes up. Fantastic. 20 seconds left. Try not to bounce the bottom. So engage the belly. Great work. 10 seconds, and then we'll go right into those burpees. Woo! 2, 1, transition. Weights out of the way. Reach for the floor. Stepping it up, stepping it down. If anything were going on that it doesn't feel good to go all the way down, you could do an elevated burpee where you use a chair, use a bench, place the hands there, set the feet up and back. So if you're having any kind of tenderness in the lower spine, this is a way to kind of reduce some of that tension, reduce some of that load. All right, 15 seconds to go. Great work. Float to those feet, breathing out as you reach up to overhead. That little bounce in your step. We're gonna lie on our back for sit-ups next and transition. Taking it down. As soon as you get there, go ahead and begin. All those subtle exercises that we do where we pull the belly in, those hollow bodies. You want to think about that engagement. You should be using that movement on the sit-up as well, where you feel that lower spine pull in, kind of engaging that lower core as you pull yourself tall. You don't want to feel like you're arching that low back to drive up. Keep that chin drawn in, lifting your head towards the heavens, lengthen through the spine. Good, 10 seconds. Three, 2, 1, pop on up. Half the work's getting on off the ground. We're gonna take it behind the back for that cross crawl, reaching for the heel. About 20 seconds here, and then 20 seconds of either a march or a running high knee. Moving well. All right, once you finish out both sides there, 20 seconds till that rest break is coming up. I'm running in place now, driving the arms to the sides, looking up and forward. Awesome, great rhythm. Marching's excellent too. And take that pause, great job. Grab a drink, be back in 30 seconds for our final interval. And then this last time is that 30-second round. I am gonna give a little bit of a transition period since it's only 30 seconds to work. So we'll have 10 seconds in between exercises. Beginning in 10 seconds, get ready for those squats. Set the feet, eyes up, and begin. Awesome. As you get heavier, make sure we don't sacrifice that position of your torso. So still staying as upright as you can. You do find yourself losing that upright posture, maybe just set that weight down. It's going to be a little bit hard on that low back if your chest is dropping forward. Good, we're almost there already. Breathe and stand. Last one. And pause. Good job. Setting that weight down. Getting ready for the burpees. 2, 1. And here we go. Still continue to step as you need. If you can hop, kind of work that rhythm. Reaching for the ground. Floating those hips high. Good, friends. 10 seconds. And when you're ready, transition to your sit-ups. Lying back. Drawing those shoulders under you. Arms raise up. When you're ready, go for it. And moose. All the way down, all the way up. As we get tired, now we start to kind of lose our head forward. So chin in, sitting tall. Great job, final time. And make your way back up to your feet. Alrighty, let's get everybody up and together. We're gonna do a little bit more dynamic cross crawl, our march and punch or our skip and punch. So hands go across the body, drive those knees nice and high. Nice solid exhale with that punch. Good. And then 15 seconds of some jump jacks. Woo! Yeah. Come on, Moose, dance around. Wants to know where his papa went. Loves his dad. 2, 1, and we are all done. Woohoo! Good job, Moose. Good job, friends. Let's walk it out, grab a drink, and then we have our cool down stretch. Good session. Hey, buddy. I know. All righty. As you grab a drink, I'm going to go to the tree. If you want to make your way to the wall, we're going to do our upper body stretch first. So open up through the chest, elbow right about 90 degrees. Anchor that forearm against the doorway or the wall. Tug the front of the ribs down as you lean forward. Rotating out and away. You take that outstretched arm. Let's go 3 backward circles. Nice and controlled, just opening through that shoulder. Good, in between arms, go ahead and face the wall or the doorway, somewhere that you can place the hands about shoulder height. Walk those feet back, and now lower the head between the arms. Soft bend those knees. Breathe into your back and allow your heart to lower down towards the floor. Good. When you're ready, coming out of that and pec stretch on the opposite side. About 90 degrees, anchor it down, stepping it forward, tucking those ribs in as you really lean into it. And when you're ready, gradually rotating out and away, turning the head and neck. And some nice fluid backwards arm circles. Fantastic. Good. Coming off your wall, making your way back to center. We're going to repeat that quad stretch that we did earlier. Practice a little bit more balance here as we're a bit more fatigued. Grabbing that foot, soft bend the knee. We're going to practice this for 30 seconds, keeping those hips level. You want to challenge that balance a bit more. You can really root down to that support leg. And then as your chest bows forward, you drive that back thigh up. We've got 15 seconds left. Just watch the side that's going back. You'll tend to rotate those hips away. So try to keep that hips down towards the floor as you reach out. When you're ready, coming back up. In between sides. So I was on my left leg. We're going to open up the inner thighs in between sides. So note where you were. Root on down. And then we're going to put the hands on the thighs. And we're going to push into the one leg as we turn that body, looking over that other shoulder. Breathing in as you come back to center. Breathing out. Use that hand. Drive your knee wide. Gentle rotation. Breathing in as you come to center. Let's go 3 touches on each side. When you finish 3 each way, walking the feet back in, and then quad stretch. I was on the left, now I'm going to be on the right. So lifting on up, grab that other foot. Wonderful. Bring the heel back. The second 15 seconds, if you want to bow out, reaching that hand out. 10 seconds left. Go ahead, Sharon, try to drive that back thigh a little bit higher if you can. Nice work. Good, Jean, keeping square. And standing tall. Beautiful, Kathy. All right, before we come on down to the ground, let's do our crossover toe touch. So take your right foot, go ahead and step it in front of the left. Draw the stomach up and in, and then nice and slow, slide the hands down the legs. You'll typically feel this in the outer hip, so I feel it in my outer left hip in this option here. Bow the head down, breathing. When you're ready, coming back up, same thing other side. Uncross. Now the left steps in front of the right. Chin in. Just a little mini bend in those knees, making sure you're not hyperextending those knees. See that very commonly with people that have like some chronic knee problems. Oftentimes they tend to stand with their knees like hyperextended, and that's really not what our joints are intended for. When you're ready, coming on up from that. So if you are a person that kind of finds yourself like locking those knees out, try to just bring a little bit of awareness, like when you're doing dishes or just hanging out, keeping that soft bend in those knees. All right, when you're ready from here, just take it down to the floor. We're gonna do a seated figure 4, open up those hips, and then a little loosening of the head and neck before we finish. So as you come on down here, I'm going to take my left foot, cross it over the right thigh, and then I'm going to inch that right foot up and in. Walking those hands behind me, turning the palms away, and I'm going to use this for a little mini chest opener, kind of pull those shoulders back. Take the foot of your left leg and draw those toes back towards your knee. And then think about really pushing that knee away from your body. Feel free to close those eyes as you breathe. We're going to hold for about another 15 seconds. Continue to squeeze those shoulders back, opening through the chest. And release. Good job. Unwind the legs. In between sides, we'll do our little like seated windshield wiper. So I have my feet nice and wide, and then I'm going to lower my knees to one side and then up and across to the other. It's okay, they don't touch all the way. Just get some internal and external rotation. Awesome. And then from there, let's see, now we got to get that right foot onto the left thigh and inch those legs up and in. Shoulders draw back, hands away. Remember the foot of that left, no, this is not my right leg. Foot of the right leg, draw the toes back. Should feel that kind of activate or open up a little bit more into that hip stretch. 20 seconds left. Good time to close the eyes, tune into your body. When you're ready, gradually making your way out of that position. And then to finish, as we stretch the head and neck a bit, if you are able, we're going to sit back on the feet. So I'm going to turn the soles of my feet up towards the sky or ceiling, and then I'm going to gradually sit back onto my ankles. Fantastic. Sit up nice and tall. And from here, just a gentle head and neck circle, lowering the head down. About 3 times one way. And then when you're ready, taking it nice and smooth the other direction. Fantastic. Alrighty, if you need to readjust the legs as able, go ahead and switch. Otherwise, we're going to do our tricep stretch from here. Draw the chin in, raise that one hand straight up, bending that elbow. We did this from the lunge earlier. And if you can add a little side bend without losing that head posture, stretching out that side body. Control that chin in just a bit more. Go ahead and release. Same thing, other side, arm reaches straight up, chin in. Pulling it back. That option to bend away. Fantastic, and release there. Good, final stretch, and take you back into child. So toes together, knees divide. I'm gonna walk those hands straight out in front of the body, and then exhale as you lower back and down. Chin in. Close those eyes and just use that breath. We're trying to expand those lungs. Keep using the back sides of the lungs, expand the sides. Like you're trying to breathe into that lower spine. Good, friends. Spend as much time there as you'd like. Anything else your body might be asking for? Thanks so much for moving here with me today, and we look forward to moving with you next time. Take care.